Did you see that train in, maybe it was Amsterdam, Holland, Dutchland, wherever it is.
Narrow it down a bit.
Somewhere European, where the train failed to stop and it flew over the edge of the station.
Yeah, and a fucking whale
The
tail.
whale tail
Caught it.
Not a 90s Knickers reference. It was a sculpture. It wasn't.
90s what?
I fucking hate buses.
Why?
Just entirely.
I mean, I'm saying why. I fucking hate buses as well.
It's just the worst. This morning, right, it actually started off all right. So Debs gave me this pro trick, which was go the stop before the one I normally go on, because there's never anyone waiting at that bus stop.
Yeah.
But the one I go to has usually 10 people waiting at it. And I just always go to that one rather than walking to the other.
Yep.
And I'm buzzing because no one else is on this bus. I get to the stop that I would normally get on, and like 100 people get on it. It was ridiculous. It was like there was so many people on the bus after the first stop. I was like, this is going to get bad. Like, I already knew it was going to get bad. By the second stop, we had like a double-decker full.
Right.
But it was a single-decker bus.
Oh, okay.
It was fucking rammed. It was outrageous. There was like 4 asses pushed against me at one point. 8 cheeks.
Were they nice?
I wasn't even looking, man. I was just looking out the window and trying not to make eye contact with anyone that was outside the bus. As my face was just pushed up against it by strangers' asses. It was like I was like a sheep in one of those cattle trucks, except for I didn't have the sweet relief of knowing I was going to an abattoir. And then, like, I had a chair. I was pretty happy that I had a chair. I found a little solo chair.
Luxury.
And it was so full that, like, I couldn't even be polite to an old person. I couldn't move anywhere.
Yeah.
I couldn't get up. I was already sweating.
Just to beeline this story. Do you fucking hate when people do that? Not the offering the seat to old person. That's nice. You just fucking hate when people are nice. But do you hate... it's happened to me before where someone's offered their seat to an old person at the front of the bus, they're at the back of the bus, and there's people stood. And I'm like, mate, just don't.
Now we have to watch this
Now everyone has to, like, fucking... Oh, mate, get past. Here you go.
like a polite gauntlet that this woman has to now go through. Because I'm
And
not giving
also-
up for an old man. Fuck that old man. I don't give a shit about
But
him.
also, a lot of the time, the old person will often look at that and just go, I'm all right. And that person goes, no, come on, well, everyone move.
That's because the old person's got so much life experience that I don't want to fucking barge past 20
Yeah.
people so I can sit down for
You're
one
also
stop.
pointing me out to at the front of the bus to the entire bus.
Oi, old bitch.
Basically,
You.
what that person sees is everyone's head just go,
Yeah.
what's going on?
There is a situation on the bus.
Everyone move! There is an elderly!
And then the bus gets parted like Moses
Yep.
on the red line.
And then instead of it being Moses going, it's an old person going, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, there was a lady right that was fairly close to me that I was like, should I give her my seat? But also, she didn't look quite old enough to be like, have my seat.
There's that grey area, isn't there, where you're like...
Grey area is exactly the term I would use for it. Yeah.
They're grey,
Yes.
but you're like, hey, you look able.
Yeah, she wasn't quite old enough that it would be... It would be like the opposite of like IDing someone for alcohol. It's the reverse of that. Like I'm going, is she old enough that I should not be comfortable for her rickety old bones?
Yeah.
And I thought it would be more of a compliment to let her stand up than it would to offer her the chair.
Yeah.
So I thought if I offer the chair and then she goes, I'm 45, I'd be like, oh, well, you're younger than my mum and she would have let me sit down.
Yeah, but you could totally play like the patriarchy card and be like, I believe that women should sit there.
Yeah. I am a feminist, but I also have sore knees.
A feminist with sore knees, yeah.
I'm going to get on a t-shirt. That's going to be my new branding.
Feminist with
The
sore
feminist with sore knees. That sounds like a feminist who's proud of blowing people.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does, yeah. It's instantly what my head thought of as well.
Yeah.
Feminist who loves sucking dick.
There's just so many people on a bus. Like, too many people. And like, it was just the worst, man. I was sweaty and warm and being rubbed up against. I had my feet stepped on loads of times. I did make eye contact with someone outside the bus and they just sort of looked at me like, should have been walking, mate. Where's your bike? Bike's broke. Broke yesterday. That's why I'm on this fucking shitty bus.
Where's your car?
That's in the garage. That also is broke. Anything that I own with wheels is broke.
How's your bank balance?
Low. Broke. Very, very broke. Yeah. Just getting stepped on and bumped into. And then just, like, no one gets off the bus. Like,
I bet they did in Leeds, though, didn't it?
yeah. And then, like, loads of students got on and filled it back up again.
Yeah,
Matt, it got to, like, a comfortable level. Everyone was sat down. And then the flood of people came on.
Was that from the bottom of town to top of town?
Yeah.
And then just, yeah.
Yeah. The biggest problem with buses is they do stop everywhere that I don't want to. They would be a lot faster if they just went to where I wanted to go.
Yeah. I think they call that a taxi.
Yeah, but taxis aren't £2.
No, they're not.
And on the bus, I don't have to talk to people. Whereas I find every time I go in a taxi, I talk to them. I can't deal with the silence.
What?
In a taxi, they won't let the music play. I literally sometimes get in a taxi and watch them switch it off. Like, I hate no music at the best of times, let alone in a confined space with a stranger. Because now I'm going to have to be like, so you've been out long?
Why?
I just fall into those questions.
Just look in your phone.
Sometimes I do that, and then, yeah, they still talk to me. I think I've just got one of those faces that is... People
Which
want
side
to
of
talk
the car
to
do
me.
you sit on?
I do, yeah, I should sit behind him.
I always sit behind them.
Nah, I sit in perfect way to talk to him. I never sit in the front.
Yeah, you never sit in front. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, they do often say, why don't you sit in the front? And I go, I'm good.
Do they?
Yeah.
Who says that?
The driver?
Yeah, I know the driver. His wife. She's in the back.
Probably, yeah.
Why? Yeah, I've never had one say to me, like, get in the front.
I don't actually say that to her. I don't ever say, how long have you been out and stuff.
Oh, okay.
The game I play in my head is do not say that. Do not talk about being in a taxi. And do not talk about the weather. That's the game I play.
Tom used to play a game in taxis, which was, like, I've always hated this small talky, bullshitty taxi. I've always been, like, since I was a kid, I've always been getting the taxi, don't talk to them, and just fucking get to where you're going. Even when phones didn't exist, I'd just look out the window. Yeah. Just enjoy the silence. But Tom is the opposite of that and the other end to you, where he does literally get in the car and he just goes, oh, you been on long?
You can't do that, man.
Coming in? Like, he says shit like that. Well, basically, when he found out that I fucking hated this, he played a game that whenever we got taxis, he would say the most generic, horrifically cringy stuff, just to get to me. And I'd see him, like, asking the guy the most mundane question, like, how long you been on? But he'd be going, because you know that I'm in the back just going, because he'd sit in the front, he'd always get in the front, and I'd just be in the back like, oh, stop it.
You out late tonight?
He'd do all of them, whatever you could imagine.
Oh, man, this rain's got to be helping you out, hasn't it?
Sometimes he would also start a fluid conversation and then shut it down with one of those questions.
What, just go back to like...
Just go back to like, the guy be talking about his daughter or something, you just go, oh, yeah. So how long have you been driving taxis for? Just go back to like the bullshit questions.
The problem is, right, you're better off sticking to the small talk, because a guy the other day told me that he was depressed.
Yeah.
And I don't need my driver saying that he's depressed.
Obviously, like, throughout my entire life, there has been occasions where I have, like, engaged with taxi drivers. There's been a handful I've genuinely had a nice conversation with from start to finish. But then, yeah, there's always that weird turn where you go, this is why I don't talk to them.
Yeah, because that one was heavy. Like, we had a nice conversation. We were having a good chat about it and that.
I'm depressed.
We're having a nice time. But the conversation can only go so deep, because I do need to get out of this car at some point. It's not like a friend dropping me off and I'm going to sit outside my house for 10 minutes and finish the conversation off.
Imagine if he dropped you off, then you went to get out and he's like, where are you going? We're not done.
This one's on me. I'll turn the meter off. But yeah, I don't want to get too deep, because if he's just like, yeah, I thought about taking my own life. And I'm just like, yeah, anywhere here, mate. This is fine. It just seems out of order.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. See you later, mate.
I had this one guy who, it was the generic tattoo talk, which obviously we get all the time. Mm-hmm. And then he instantly went into the creepy tattoo talk, which was, do you tattoo women? Yeah, yeah. Do you tattoo, like, do you tattoo them all over? Yeah, man. Yeah. And he was like that. He was like an excited little boy, like, oh. Have you tattooed, like, boobs and that? Yeah. Have you? Oh, what about? What, downstairs? You tattooed downstairs? And I was like, oh, yeah. At the time, I'd literally tattooed my first pubis, like a month before. So I was like, oh, I actually tattooed my first like pubic region like a month ago. Yeah. And then he was like, oh, she must feel great shame. That's literally how he delivered it as well. And I just went, okay.
It sounds like he's baiting you to get something good out of it. So, do you get to, like, touch him and that?
Yeah.
Do you get to have a little...
No, that is one. That's what he was saying. He was saying all that. He was saying, have you tattooed boobs? And I went, yeah, I've tattooed boobs quite a few times. And he went like, oh. It was very like, yeah, creepy, sexy. But then the minute I then said I had tattooed a pubic region, he just went, they must feel great shame. And then he didn't talk to the rest of the drive as well. He just fully went, and then I could see he was just in his head like, ugh. Disgusting.
So that's where his line is.
Yeah, but he asked with like that creepy, have you tattooed downstairs then, lads? And then I said, yeah, and he went, ugh, disgusting. I was like, what the fuck? You asked?
I'm guessing that you said yes, like in a professional way, just when...
My sentence was, oh, yeah, I literally tattooed one a month ago, weirdly enough, yeah. Pubic region.
I'd imagine you said it exactly like that as well, yeah.
Line for line, I didn't go like, yeah, fucking tattooed vag, innit? Like,
and then he just went, actually, that's too much for me.
Maybe because I said pubis, yeah, like, because I delivered it.
You said pubis.
I said.
Yeah, but that's a nice term for the area.
Yeah, but he went, you tattooed downstairs.
What did he want you to say? A euphemism for downstairs?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe if I was like, oh yeah, I've tattooed loads of vaginas. Even vaginas, probably not.
Ugh.
I'm not going to say the P word, it makes me want to be sick, so.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he wanted me to say.
Go on, say
Maybe
it.
he wanted to be like, yeah, and then I fuck my clients.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about my career.
That's what you want to get. Yeah.
And then I would have loved to have said, so, what have you been doing in your taxi then?
So have you ever sexually assaulted your clients?
Have you ever, just touched them in an alleyway, have you
drove them where they don't want to be driven and then,
murdered them and hidden their bodies?
Do I?
Now we're talking. Anywhere here, mate.
But yeah, he was a funny taxi driver. Have you ever... What's your worst public transport experience?
Today's up there. Today.
That can't be the worst.
Remember that I don't have much memory of anything.
Oh, you fucking don't.
So whatever's just happened is...
That is not... I'm not going to say, I don't think. I'm going to say that is not your worst public transport experience. There will be there's got to be one where like something... I've had so many bad public transport. I don't drive. So
I've been driving a lot.
Yeah.
I've driven for a long time. Like I very rarely get public transport. It's only because I've just like nipped, popped my car into the garage real quick just for a fast one.
Yeah.
And like 4 weeks later, it's not been done.
The worst... I'm trying to think of trains. All my bad train ones are pretty basic, which is either just really bad delays.
Yeah.
Or cancelled.
Yeah.
Or cancelled while you're on it. That's always the worst.
How do they cancel it while you're on it?
They'll stop, and then they'll say, this train's now going to pull in at the next station, and then you're all getting off.
That's fucked up.
That's happened like 2-3 times.
So they just leave you wherever you are?
Yeah. No, they say, get the next one, or if there's not that, then there's bus alternatives. I once got dropped off. I was going from Scotland to... where was I going? Newcastle. I was going Scotland to Newcastle. It was when I was dating my ex. And it pulled into Daryl. And then it just went, train failure, everyone get off. And then it was like 11 o'clock at night. There wasn't a next train. But there wasn't many people on it as well. So then they just put everyone in taxis.
Well, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's kind of an upgrade, really.
Yeah.
If someone had got me off that bus earlier and put me in a taxi, I'd have been like, thank fuck for that.
Yeah, I was like, because I went from Daryl to Newcastle, which is like 45 minutes an hour. Just free taxi. And I was like, sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. I suppose the reason
to my door as well. Like, obviously, I was getting a train to the train station, which I had to get home and shit.
Yeah, and then figure out how to get back from there.
Yeah, so I was like, sweet, this is chill.
I suppose, if a bus breaks down or something, that makes sense. Or like, technical issues. Or
But yeah, those are all basic. But then and then aside from that, trains, the worst shit that's happened is drunk people. Because drunk people just fucking love trains.
They really do, don't they? I think it's because you can drink on trains.
Yeah, I think that's it. You can drink on buses as well.
It's a different vibe.
Not social.
Yeah, it's different
There's
vibe on a
tables, isn't
bus.
there? There's a table on a bus. On a train.
Yeah.
It makes it more social. It's quieter as well. Like, buses are a lot louder.
Yeah.
because of the braking and shit.
I almost always have a beer on the train.
That's a problem.
Yeah. That's the only reason I take trains sometimes. Just go out for the day. It means I can start drinking early.
Let's get the train to York and back.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
Yeah. 6:30 in the morning.
First class, so you get free beer.
Is that what happens? Do you get that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
No. I sit in with the luggage. I ain't got that much money.
First class, you get free. You get free unlimited drinks, and then you normally get free. It depends what. So like when you get first class, I always check like which train company it is because some are shit and some are good. But the good ones, you get like free snacks. Like they'll just run up and down with a snack trolley, and they're just like, "Do you want out?" You can be like, "Yeah, I'll have all of that."
I'll have the trolley.
Well, you can't have that. But there's been times where they've been like, "Do you want a biscuit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what have you got?" And they go, "Shortbread, chocolate chunk, raspberry swirl, and a flapjack." And I'll go, "One of each." And they'll just go, "Okay."
Yeah. Yes.
They obviously want you to go, "I'll have the shortbread," but I just go, "One of each."
Who fucking has one shortbread? Surely the guy giving them out knows that no one has one shortbread. One packet of shortbread.
That's what it is. It's a pack. It's one of those
little
two discs. 2 discs.
Oh, right.
You know the disky shortbready. This is pointless. But yeah, first class is great. But then
I thought you just got like one of them napkins over your headrest.
No.
I thought that was the only difference.
They have a drinks trolley that they walk up and down like every like 20 minutes, half hour. And it's got beer on it, wine. No, there might be a couple of.
Do these leave from the Leeds station?
All the time.
Amazing.
So the Leeds, the fast train to London is one of the best ones. I don't know what company. It might be Virgin or Cross Country, but theirs is real good because that's where you get like the little hot food and stuff. Because some of them they literally just do drinks and snacks. That's all you get. And it's a bit like, ugh. I mean, you might get a cold sandwich and you're like, ugh.
You really are making trains sound great because when I drive places,
Trains are great. When trains are good, they're great. They're real good.
what about when they're great? Are they amazing?
Yeah. When they're amazing. They're real good.
Did you see that train in, maybe it was Amsterdam, Holland, Dutchland, wherever it is?
Narrow it down a bit.
Somewhere European, where the train failed to stop and it flew over the edge of the station.
Yeah, and a fucking whale
The
tail.
whale tail.
Caught it.
Not a 90s Knickers reference. It was a sculpture. It wasn't
90s what?
a 90s Knickers reference.
Right, okay, just clarifying you didn't say the other word.
Very dangerous word
Yeah.
to say now. Yes.
Knickers.
Yes.
Knickers.
With a CK in there. With a CK.
Why are you saying knickers?
Because it was fun to say 90s Knickers reference. I liked the alliteration of it.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it landed on a whale
and
tail. Yeah.
The whale tail.
It
Just
landed,
Put
yeah.
it here for people in case I'm saying because it is mental.
And I'll put up the 90s Knickers reference as well.
Just to clarify, it's not a whale's tail, it's a sculpture.
It's a sculpture of a whale's tail.
Because I saw the caption and went, "What?" And then went, "Oh, right, it says sculpture."
No, it's not
I
like...
thought a whale had like came out mid-water and went, "I will save you." And I thought, this is like some biblical moment.
Yeah, it should have been massive news if that was the
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
The whale just went, I'm going to save people on that train.
But yeah, it was a sculpture. It
I'd
was
have
a
been
very
on-
well-placed sculpture as well.
Yeah, because
it
the
was
other one...
past-
See the other side?
It was past the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that side works out as a lovely little plinth to hold a broken train on.
Yeah.
Lovely.
What's
the other side? Just a straight-up whale tail. That side would have just gone bang.
Oh, fuck.
Just smashed the shit out of it.
Oh, okay, right, I see.
Yeah, whereas that side was just like a gentle hand waiting to catch a train.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But yeah, that'd have been a very different story if it was like an actual whale just went, oh, well, is that a train derailing? Better pop up there and hold that with my...
Yeah, that was mad, though.
If I was on that train, I'd have been hoping that whale tail wasn't there and I just collided into the ground. If it was my bus especially.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a really bad train story. It's pretty simple. Me and Machine were getting tattooed in London. This is when we were living in Dundee. So we got the sleeper train back. The one and only time we ever done it. And what we learned was that... So we got the sleeper train where you get little sleeping cabins with beds and that.
I've never seen this.
You ever seen it?
I'm doing public transport all wrong.
Yeah, you are. It's something they only do for nighttime, obviously. And it's something it's like literally London to fucking Edinburgh or something like that. It's just, that's all it is. But yeah, it's a sleeper train. You get little cabins with beds and shit where you can actually like have a sleep. So I was like, okay, we'll try that. What I found out when we got there is that you have to book those cabins.
Oh.
So your ticket for the train is just a ticket for the train, which is just a separate carriage. So I got there and just walked to our seats. It was like carriage, whatever. And I just walked in the carriage and I was like, this is a normal carriage.
Yeah.
With seats. I was like, this can't be right. Kept on walking, and there's a guy there, and he was like, have you got a ticket, sir? And I was like, yes. And he went, oh, you're there. And I was like, what? What about the sleeper? And he was like, you have to book a sleeper. And I was like, fucking nowhere said that.
But anywhere is a sleeper train if you're willing to sleep anywhere.
Well, and then
I have slept upright on the train.
That's what we have to do.
Plenty of times.
Yeah, I can't sleep like that. So I didn't sleep at all.
It's somewhere with your neck all the way to the side with maybe a hat or a jumper under it.
It was a wide berth train, so it had triples.
Okay.
Triple seats on each side, you could lay down it.
Are you going to trains in the same country I am?
Yeah.
Because every time you've described a train so far today, I have no idea what you're on about.
Get some more trains then. I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's more trains than what you've just seen.
Yeah, I'm guessing so, yeah.
Yeah.
All my trains are fucking shitty 2x2 seats.
Yeah. There's loads of 3. Fucking in Birmingham, they've got 3s.
Yeah, but I don't really get the train from Birmingham very much.
Yeah, well.
It'll take me so long to get there to get a train that I might as well got a train from up here.
I'm trying to think what other public... But yeah, that was a bad one because obviously that was totally my error. It was definitely their website as well because like it literally just said like sleeper train, book a ticket now, and there was no thing when you were booking it. It was like, do you want to upgrade? It was just you're on the train. It's a sleeper train. It was constantly telling me like there's beds, and I'm like sweet. So I just thought it was that simple. It wasn't. You probably had to do something else to fucking.
You just
book
assumed
it.
that every carriage was just beds.
It fucking said sleeper trains. I assumed it was a fucking sleeper train. Yeah.
Maybe it was just carrying like large pieces of wood or something.
Then the worst bit was that I went, all right, how much is it to upgrade? Have you got free pods? And he was like, there's plenty, yes. How much is it to upgrade? £500 a person.
But they're empty.
And I was like, suck a dick.
But that's what pisses me off so much about trains in general. They're so expensive and they're always empty.
Yeah.
And maybe if you lowered your tickets, people might go on it.
Yeah.
Like, let's encourage people to use public transport.
He did say it's much cheaper if you book in advance. But he said the flat price for you coming now is £500 a person.
How much have you got to need of sleep to pay 500 quid to lay down?
It's like 6 hours.
Fucking lay down in the aisle.
6 hour train, like, you know what I mean? It's not insane.
Word, no, but it's still like, what, 80 odd quid an hour or something?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to lay down.
Yeah.
You can lay down on the floor next to the 3 seats. Did that on an aeroplane once.
Probably should have done that, to be fair. That would have been better.
I was on an aeroplane and there was like 7 people on the whole aeroplane. And they were just like, yeah, if you want to lay down across the seats or across the floor, lay wherever you like. Just don't lay in the aisles.
I was about to say, did you lay in the aisle?
I laid in the cockpit. Against the window at the front.
Hey, guys.
It's lovely. Can we open a window in here, mate? It is bloody boiling.
So my worst public transport experience ever, right, was another sleeper experience. I know I'm about to say this and you're going to go, no, I don't do public transport. Have you ever had a sleeper megabus?
I've been on a megabus.
Right. Have you ever had
I have no idea what a sleeper megabus is.
Megabus Gold. So, well, obviously, yeah, the sleeper megabus is obviously just a bus from one end of the country to the other where you have to sleep.
Beds?
But this one has beds, yeah.
Okay.
So Megabus Gold is like their fancy version, where during the day, it's 2 on one side with tables in between, like, and then 1 on the other with a table.
Okay.
All the seats are facing each other all the way along.
Oh, right.
So 2, aisle, 1, yeah?
Yeah.
And the nice big plush seats. And then at night, the seats all fold down into each other, like when they're facing each other, look. And then you have a double and a single.
That sounds great.
Yeah. It's not comfortable in the slightest. You move around a lot. If you get the single, they also put hammocks above.
Man.
Which then means... So I've got it before, and I've ended up in a single on the bottom, just because like you don't get to choose where you go. You get to choose single or double, but that's it. Because obviously, if you're a couple, you get to sleep next to each other.
That's very nice of him.
But if you're a single person, you are pretty much, unless there's space on that side, you're automatically on that side.
Oh, are you lonely? Are you on your own, are you? Destined to be alone forever?
And then obviously, because of me, my size, I've always been a bottom bunk.
Yeah.
Which, even though the hammock looks precarious, it looks like the better deal. Because one, it's a hammock, therefore it's comfortable.
It's more private up there as well, isn't it?
No, because anyone that gets up in the night to go to the toilet walks past it.
Oh, they're face to face.
There's no curtains. It's just, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the good thing with the hammock is they've made this very badly, right? Because the seats fall down, and then there genuinely is about that much room before the hammock.
Yeah, like a foot.
So you can lay on your back. If I laid on my side, I was brushing someone's arse.
Oh. Was it like the string as well? Like a string hammock, or was it like
It's
solid?
like two massive metal poles with just a piece of fabric.
like canvas or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
in between.
That's better. I thought you were going to see someone's like meat poking through it.
No, not like that. But then the hammock has about this much room.
All right.
So you can fucking sit up in there and just chill and roll around.
But anytime you wake up, you do risk being face to face with a stranger.
Yeah.
Which is not how I like to wake up. I prefer to be the one waking up a stranger face to face.
Yeah. But the thing for me is that I can't sleep on public transport, like, period. Even sleepers, I don't sleep on them. I always tried, but I never can. So I always just end up sitting watching fucking Netflix and shit. And whenever I got the single ones, the whole fucking night.
I bet they're not long either, are they? I bet they're like you're in a bath.
What?
Are they like you're in a bath? Are they quite short as well?
They are quite long.
Oh, right, okay.
The length is good. That is probably the only good thing.
It's a sentence that people haven't said to me very often.
I was getting tired in London. I can't remember what the fuck it was. This was coming down, so it was Dundee to London, and I was on one of the doubles. It was quite empty for once, so I was on one of the doubles by myself. Rasheen went with me. So what they do then is they basically this will make sense for later. So they put me on the end one next to the window, and then they left the two seats up and just gave me a little single with some seats. That was it. And then everyone else was normal on that side. The whole thing went fine. As I said, I slept a bit. I didn't sleep much.
So you were like the only person on the bus that was still sat upright?
What? No. There was loads of... What?
You said you were the only one that was normal?
No. What?
I'm lost.
You're totally lost here.
Yes.
Right, let me describe the bus again.
Yes, do it again.
You got two seats facing each other on
What
one
is
side.
a bus?
Oh, fuck off. You got two seats facing each other on the side with the table in between.
Yes.
Then you got a single on that side.
Yes.
It's like this during the day. These are the two.
Yes.
Then they fold down like
They're
that.
sat up, they're now laid down. Yes.
Yeah. But basically, because it was just me, they left these ones up.
Right,
So the one next to the window was down.
So they wouldn't give you a double?
I could have asked them.
So you were laid on this... So rather than having the double break down into a double, they left two of the chairs up and gave you a single?
Yes.
So people could have sat next to your sleeping body?
Yeah, totally. But there wasn't enough people on the bus.
Right, okay.
The driver said, we haven't made any of the doubles because this is fucking empty, so pick a single or pick a single.
Right, okay.
Done. There's no need for the bunks today either.
Yeah, so I thought you were the guy sat in the upright chair.
No.
Next to someone sleeping.
No. That's insane. No. So I was just laid down in this bed. This will all make sense, right?
I hope so.
We're coming down, and then the lights come on. Like, because the lights come on, obviously, when you come in near London.
Yeah.
So he's like, 10 minutes out, lights come on. The guy who was laid there, in, like, the single, not next to me.
Opposite you. Yeah.
He's across the aisle. He just sits up and just vomits violently all over the floor.
10 minutes out as well.
10 minutes out.
In the light as well. Like, you couldn't have done it
The
in
lights
the
come
dark.
on, he sits up and he just goes, ah! Ah! And everyone just goes, oh, for fuck's sake. And he's literally there. He's not there, He is eye line with me.
Yeah.
Can't speak a lick of English. Looks at me and just goes like, help? And I just go, what? I don't know. I haven't got, what do you want me to do? And he was like,
I'm going to scoop it up off the floor.
and he just kept on going, help. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. I was just like, oh, it smells and I don't know what to do. And I've got nothing to give you at all. And then
nor do I want to give you any of my stuff.
Yeah. And then somebody next to us, they had tissues. They gave him a tissue. And
that helped the situation.
And we're just like, there you go. And then what proceeded to happen then?
Did he wipe the corner of his mouth and then just throw that in the pile? Because, like, at that point...
So here's the first photo.
That's a lot of sick, isn't it?
So seat right. So this is my bed here.
Yeah.
And this is the seat. So I'm just.
I love that you have pictures of this.
Yeah. And then there's.
Why does this sick look like diarrhea?
It's bad, isn't it?
That's really bad.
So here's him trying to mop it up with a tiny
That single
piece of tissue. You ready?
Man.
And then. This is the face of a man who has just violently thrown up all
In
over the floor.
public, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's roughly the face I'd be pulling as well.
But have you noticed what's happened here?
That he's sat on a chair that's too high for him.
He's sat at the end of my fucking bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's you. Sorry, because you're behind the camera. That's where I'd have been.
He
as
literally, so he threw up. He tried to mop it up with tissue really badly, as you can see here.
well. Yeah.
And then he just, like, he could have just sat on the edge of his bed here,
Yeah.
but he just sat in that chair, and I'm
peop-
facing him. So I was just looking at my phone, like, what's this guy doing? And
Why
then,
the fuck would he?
and he just sat there like that the whole, like, last 10, 15 minutes, just staring into the existence.
He just looks defeated.
Yeah, he does. He is a
looks
man
like-
that's just thrown up on a bus, so
Yeah.
I do get it.
It's how much people throwing up in public. I'd never get how they didn't think they were going to be sick.
Yeah.
Because as an adult, when you're a kid, there was plenty of times on, say, a Christmas Eve where I'd be too excited to go into bed.
Right.
And then in the middle of the night, I would just wake up and then throw up in my bed.
Right.
As in, I'd be asleep and I'd just go, from asleep to puking. And there's no gap. There wasn't like I woke up and went, oh, maybe I'm going to be sick. I'll make my way. It was just eyes open, blah. Sometimes not even eyes open.
Well, that's what this guy was doing.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's kind of
He
redeemable.
was sleeping, wasn't he? Yeah, so...
Sometimes people are just sick. Like on the street.
Yeah.
Just like, blah.
There is that, yeah.
Sober.
You've had that violent bug, though, haven't you?
But I normally wouldn't leave the house if I felt like because I usually have a good idea of when I'm going to be sick. I can feel it.
Those kind of bugs can happen, like, rapid. Like, you can eat some bad fucking...
Do you not have a plan for what you would do in that situation? Like,
It's hard, because, like,
I'd probably whip off my hoodie or something. If I felt sick, I'd whip my hoodie off and I'd just puke into my hoodie.
What?
Because I can just, like, wrap it up, put it in a bag and take it home. And I haven't caused an inconvenience to everyone else.
Fuck off. That's insane.
What, you just puke on the pavement where,
Yes.
where the little kids could slip in it and fall over
Who
in it?
gives a shit about the kids? I'm not ruining a hoodie.
It wouldn't ruin it. You could just wash it. It's not like actual
There's no
proper
washing
acid.
that shame out.
The shame of carrying
You
your
look at
sick
that hoodie and just be like, oh...
Nah, it's
this is-
different though. If you shit your pants, throw them in the bin. But like, if you're sick in a hoodie, keep it. That's what I always say.
Is that what you always say?
That's what I always say. Yeah.
Nah,
If
honestly,
I shit my pants, man, I'm gonna throw them in a bin. I might even attempt to flush them down the toilet, depending on whose toilet it is.
honestly, I have no problem throwing up in the street. Genuinely.
I've sat on an airplane and thought, I don't really feel amazing. So if I'm sick, I'm going to pull the bottom of my t-shirt up and just puke into that.
What is wrong with you?
I've just got a plan. I don't want to get covered in sick. So, well, I do want to get covered in sick, apparently. But I want it to be my control over me being sick.
My plan
where
is
I'm
to
gonna
just
put it.
basically be sick as far away from myself as possible. That's about it.
It's quite difficult, though, because it's coming from you.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like bend over with a bit of a...
Yeah.
so it doesn't get on clothes and that. And just walk away from it.
Man, that's
I'm not covering
that's
myself
a
in-
fucking bad man move. I like that.
Right, let's figure this out, right? If you're going to be sick in your hoodie, how do you then get home?
To say the same way I was going to get home anyway. Like whatever way I was traveling.
Oh, fuck, you got a car.
I haven't.
I've got a car.
No, I just wouldn't change the way I was traveling.
You can't get a taxi with a hoodie full of sick. You cannot do that. They will literally say, get out.
No, I'll get the pet's Uber, and I'll be like, yeah, in the bag there's a dead animal or something.
Yeah, and they'd say, get out. If they smell shit on you, they'll be like, what, you get out. You smell. They don't just let you drive.
They should let me drive. That'd be great. Give him a little break. Man, how fun would that be?
You
A
sit in
taxi
the back.
pulls up. He pulls into the passenger seat. I'm like, mate, get in the back. I don't want you to sit in there.
Yeah.
And then,
Switcheroo.
and then I drive myself home.
Tries to ask you niceties, and you're like, oh, shut up.
About long, mate. Oh, not this one again. Fuck it hell.
We had a weird one yesterday. Literally yesterday, me and Dan. We got in a taxi, and it was the temperature yesterday was quite warm.
Yeah, it's mild, yeah.
It's all right. He had the heating on 23.5 degrees, but he had his window open.
Well,
I was just like, what is happening? And like the worst bit was that his window opening was doing nothing. I was dying. It was so hot in that car. The minute I got in, I was like, this is hot. And I thought, like, is it his engine or something? And I looked, and his fucking heater's on 23.5 degrees.
Maybe already like hot but not
Blasting.
humid. And he was like, if I let some of that humidity out, but I can still stay warm.
It's fucking weird, though.
I don't really like driving warm, though. I'd always put the blowers on. I like it freezing cold.
Rasheen likes it like that as well.
Yeah.
Like, all summer she's had the aircon on constantly. And then recently I've started to just turn it up to like 16, 17, because I'm like, it's too cold. The sun's not out anymore. I can't do that. But she likes it.
I love it. It helps me feel a bit more sober for when I get pulled over.
Oh, sorry, I need a stretch. I'm trying to think of like other transport.
I got to a train once, and the train was there. I was in the station, and the guy said I was too late for the train. And I was like, but the train's there. It's right there.
Right.
And he said, you can't get on it. And I said, but I could, though, because like it's there. It's right there. You could just push the button and let me on. And he was like, no, I can't do that. And then I missed that train. I watched it leave the station.
Yeah, but was he controlling the button at the time?
He was on a power trip, I'm guessing.
No, I'm going to defend him. It sounds like
I sat there for 5 minutes and watched the train that I'm on time for leave.
5 minutes.
Matt, it was so long before it left.
Oh, I thought you meant like you got there and he'd like closed the doors and it was like
Nah.
and
The lights were off and that. But she wouldn't let me on it.
Oh, right. He sounds like a cunt, yeah.
Well, he might have been. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, he sounds like a dick.
Maybe. That's why I always book the second to last train home. I never go for the last train. Last train's too dangerous. I might miss that. I always go for the second to last.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah. That time that happened as well, right? I was away for a weekend on a stag do in Hamburg, and I was fucking hanging out my ass, and it was like 11:15 or something. Yeah, I'm in London trying to get back to Leeds, and I've booked the ticket, so I have to be there for that one. I ran across to that station to get on that train, and he was like, nah. I was like, mate, I need to get on this train. I'm shattered, I'm hungover, my hoodie's in the bag covered in sick. I just need to get home. Yeah, wouldn't let me on it.
Yeah, he sounds like a right
But luckily, the next train was only an hour later, so it was fine. I just went and looked through all the grates around the windows because they were all closed. And then laid on a bench.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah. I have missed the last train in Manchester. That's why I stopped doing it. And I just slept in the train station.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that.
Couldn't even lay on my hoodie. It was covered in sick in a bag again.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Never had to sleep in a train station.
No.
I mean, probably didn't have to.
I've had absolute train disasters where I've had to like find ways home and shit. But I've always found the way home.
You're like a pigeon.
Yeah. I did it the other week in Glasgow when I did that guest spot.
Did you try to get the last train home?
I tried to get a train home. So I checked my trains the day before. Like, so I'm leaving on the Saturday. On the Friday night, I checked the trains just to be like, you know, what one am I getting roughly? Because I didn't open return, so I could get any. And so I picked the one I was going to get. I was like, I'll probably get that one, like 6-ish. And then that was fine. And then the next day, I finished about 4. So I was like, is there any trains that are earlier? So I went to look. All cancelled. All night. Not a single train to Leeds.
Man.
Not a single train going fucking anywhere, basically. It was a strike. So there was next to no train. There was local trains going Scotland, but there was none to Newcastle, none to Leeds, none south, no London, nothing. There was one to London, actually. I did check that.
There's always one to London, isn't there?
That's what I thought, and I was like, and I looked at the stops. It was like fucking somewhere London. That was it, and I was like, fuck's sake.
That's one way to piss off people in Scotland and the north. You can still get to London if you want.
But because I'm so used to the train strikes at the moment, because how many trains I get, I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll get a bus. I've done this a lot recently where I've just had to get a bus. And I'm totally just like, that's fine, let's get a bus. I'm not going to let
Like
it
a megabus or something.
I'm not going to let it stress me out. Yeah, just get a megabus. Like, I'm not going to let it stress me out. Megabuses are pretty good right now. Did you know, side note, did you know on a megabus, well, I don't know if it's a megabus, on some buses, they let you book the seat next to you for a small fee.
That is brilliant.
Fucking genius, right? So I can't remember where this was. This was a totally other time. I'll get back to that story. We'll come back. Totally other time. It was the exact same thing. I had to get a bus because the fucking trains were striking or whatever. And the bus was like £15 let's say it was something like that. It was like £15-16. But to book the seat next to me was like £6.
Nice.
So like to book the seat next to me, and it did just say like, do you not want to sit next to anyone? You can book the seat next. It literally said that you can book the seat next to you for an extra £6. And I was just like, yes,
That's great.
fucking of course,
I mean, it's worth paying 15 quid for.
yeah. But if
I just wouldn't do it. I
that's
just
the
couldn't
bit that I
bring
thought was
myself.
interesting, that it was £15 for a standard ticket, but then you could book the seat next to you to leave it empty for a small fee.
But a ticket that they could get, because no one's going to book the ticket next to you anyway, are
Exactly. They're just raking in like
they probably drive everywhere with a bus half full all the time.
exactly.
And so
Like,
they
it
might
always
as well
be
try and get the
window seats all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
then
then
a
what
bag.
happened is I got on and it was completely window seats.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was completely full then, and you were the only person with a seat next to you.
It was completely window seats because everyone had went, yes. Clearly everyone had done that. Everyone had just went, I'm paying £6 for that.
Yeah, you
It
got
was
it.
genius.
That is good. I went on the train one that I booked like last week. It says you can book your seats on that, but they cannot be guaranteed. And I was like, I'm not paying for that. That just basically
What?
means that if someone else decides to sit in my seat, they won't do anything about it.
No, it's not that. It's sometimes the booking systems fail on trains.
If you can't guarantee where I'm going to sit, why am I going to pay like £1,000 to do it?
Because I've had that before, where I've got on a train, I've had a booking, I've got to my seat, and I've went like, that's my seat. And then the person goes, a thing's going to come up in 2 seconds that says all seat bookings are irrelevant.
Yeah, and then you go.
And then it comes up and the guy just says, booking seats, because it's like the digital thing will say like, just not of it, like just, it's not working.
Oh, right. So it's not like it can't be guaranteed every single ride.
So the guy,
it's just occasionally.
The guy comes over and says the booking seat system isn't working, so just take your seat wherever.
Yeah, that's sweet. I'm glad that I remortgaged so that I could pick my seat.
Yeah.
I don't even like doing that conversation. If someone was sat in my seat, I'd be like, cool, looks like I'm sitting somewhere else then.
Oh, fuck no. I'm
on
like,
this old lady's
I
lap
love
or
that
whatever.
power. I'm like, get up.
You like that?
Yeah.
Matt, I don't even like doing it in the cinema. If someone sat in my seat in the cinema, I'm like, great, now I'm in a situation.
That's different.
It just pisses, like, you can't find your own seat.
What?
As in the people that have sat in my seat at the cinema. I mean, it is different because I'm just like, actually, I've got a piece of evidence on this card.
Yeah, but also, I think the thing with cinemas is that some cinemas are obviously unreserved seating. So I think some people are just rogue and they're just like, yeah, it's unreserved seating. Everywhere's unreserved seating. They just don't even pay attention.
Yeah.
So
I went to a gig that was unreserved seating. That's weird.
that is weird.
Because then it makes the queue actually worth being in.
Yeah. I hate that.
I still didn't get in it. I just sat in the pub across from the queue
Yeah.
and I just watched the queue go down. And then when it was nearly at the end, I joined the end. So it's not starting without me. Not that I
Yeah.
think I'm special enough that they're going to hold it for me. I just mean that they're probably going to get everyone in before they probably allowed that.
Yeah.
Some people were just queuing up for ages. I sat in this pub for like 25 minutes just watching some people, not the whole time, but I was like seeing their progression. And then just looking down at a pint that I had and just looking at the progression of my pint thinking, why you stood there? That's weird.
To get a good seat.
I still sat pretty close to the front. That was what was most fucked up about it.
Maybe they didn't know that was going to happen, obviously.
Amateurs, mate. I'd have sat at the back, not after queue. Yeah, I'll be all right. But I don't like having to do the whole ticket thing. It bothers me.
What, in general?
I just wish that like people would just sit where they were supposed to sit.
What do you mean?
Not near me. Just, if you got a ticket that says where you're going to sit,
Are we on cinema or trains or what?
just anywhere where there's allocated seating and you should be sat there.
Right.
Even on a plane, I've gone to a seat and someone's been like, I've been like, mate, you're in my seat. It's like, I need to sit with my disabled child. I was like, I don't give a fuck, mate.
Yeah, that's the worst one. That is the worst one. When someone's sat in your seat on the plane and they're like, oh, would you mind just switching with them at the back? And I'm like, yeah, I would. I do mind. Move.
See, I've needed that before and not got it. I think that's what's bothered me.
I've needed that before, and then I've just done the mature thing and sat in my fucking seat I was given and not bothered someone with it.
Yeah, but I had to leave some of my children on their first flights on their own, or second flights, technically.
But why the fuck didn't you book seats next to them, Kier?
You were with me.
That's on you.
You were with me, and because you shouted at the lady at the terminal, she stopped us getting on the plane, so we had to get a different plane, which meant that we didn't have allocated seating because we were just bumming a ride off of the airline because you called her a cunt.
Right. That is not even remotely true. That is not true.
That is a shortened version.
That's
sure.
not true.
Did you call the lady a cunt?
Yeah.
Did we not get on that flight?
Yeah.
And then did we get onto another flight that didn't have allocated seating?
Yeah.
So I think...
The bit you missed out is that Adam also called her names. And that irregardless of all of this, we all fucked up. Because we all didn't fill out the forms that we were meant to fill out.
No, we got fucked. We got fucked.
We got fucked, yeah. And then she was just being a power trip cunt.
Yeah, because they changed the rules whilst we were on holiday.
And then just to clarify, I called her a cunt way after there was any hope of us getting on that fucking flight in the first place.
That is true.
Like,
yeah.
the whole situation, I'd assessed the whole situation. She was not letting us on, even if we filled out those forms, which is what happened. We
got to
filled
the
out
gate.
those forms, and then she went, nah.
That was the cunt move.
Yeah.
And then she let some little Frenchies walk past us
Yep.
and get on.
Straight past us. Oh!
Yeah. Si, senor, you can go on.
Yeah.
Whatever the French say.
She was a cunt.
She was, yeah.
I think me calling her a cunt had nothing to do with us not getting on that flight.
I don't think it helped. I think the ship had sailed though. What's the plane version? The plane had... No, it was sat there. It was sat there for 45
It was still
minutes.
sat there, yeah.
We looked at it
watched
for
sit
ages.
there, yeah.
Yeah, it was like me back in London on that train again.
Yeah.
Fucking hate public transport. I'm going to get my own plane. I think that's the move. Then I can fly to work each day.
Maybe with the context of that story as well, maybe we should be kinder to people on planes, because maybe they had a horrible person in the airport who made them miss their flight. And maybe they now have unreserved seating.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, if someone did want to sit next to their kid and I was just on my own on a plane, I would totally move. I couldn't give a shit where I was sitting.
Yeah. Kid's totally different. I'd move for
Yeah.
a kid. It's when it's a couple, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. If it's a couple...
I'd like to sit next to my wife. Like, I don't care.
It's our honeymoon. Well, then fucking pay for allocated seating then.
But there was someone at the airport who removed us from our first class flight.
Oh, what happened? Oh, was it a French lady and did you call her a cunt?
I will move for you. I'll move the plane for you.
I know her. She's the one that hides her name badge, isn't
It's
she?
just a photo of her that I've got in my phone that I've got saved.
Oh, did we put it on Twitter as well and apparently endanger her life? Cunt.
We only told people to stab her up. Like, fucking hell.
I only kicked her down 3 flights of stairs.
Oh, I'd love to
Those
do that.
big airport stairs as well. It just like, they kept going for ages.
Sorry, I just
That
told...
was a fun trip though, wasn't it? That was good.
It was.
And because we're not in the EU, it means we got a little stamp for Amsterdam as well.
Yeah, we did. That was nice.
And then met loads of Dutch people, who, by the way, are the fucking best people in Europe.
They are compared to Parisians.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think just Parisians don't like English people.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. We're so nice and kind to them.
Some of them are friendly.
Don't say words.
Most of them are horrible.
Yeah. Probably because they're just sick of English people coming over going, baguette! Baguette with fromage!
Croissant! Croissant and latte!
No, I won't call you an ambulance. Yeah. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, it does make sense.
The best improvement you could do to public transport is not let the public on it.
Yeah. Private transport. But
Taxis. Right, it's back to taxis again.
We should just get taxis everywhere, basically.
Well, we've gone on a long journey and ended up basically at the same place, haven't we? Just like a bus.
But they need to make taxis more private.
They used to have the screen in the middle, didn't they?
Yeah, we need more of that.
Just so you can passively aggressively just like push the button up. I think I have to say that for one of those, the leap up, but okay. Like when he's so one or the other, doesn't really matter. Dan's fucking gonna be watching this like, that's not how you say it. But they could be like, oh, how's your day been? You can go with like a black screen that comes up.
Yeah. I'd love that.
Yeah, it's like a quiet fuck you.
Not today. Right, shall we go?
Probably, yes. Onward!
Bye!
Bye.